All right. Well, welcome to Team Time. My name is Dee. If I don't know you, but I think I see everybody that I know except for Lynette, one of our newest coaches. So, Lynette Watton, welcome to the team. Congratulations. And I think you have a new client already. Is that what I hear?
I do. I'm under Frank, and he was able to help me and sign up a old girlfriend of mine.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I know I just kind of randomly put you on the spot, but just want you to know that you are welcome here. I am glad that you made the decision to coach. I know you've been on your own journey as well, and now you're helping somebody else. So you are in good hands with Frank and Shauna. And we come here together as a team every Monday to learn, to grow together, be in community, and experience all of this together. So I am glad you're here. I just don't want to run out of time and not say this at the end. Usually I would try to start with something super upbeat, but one of our very own, our beloved Vicky Meister, is ran into some health issues. You know, as much as we all take care of ourselves, etc., she had symptoms on Friday of a heart attack. And she was trying to wait it out. And I was like, I will drive to Charlotte and drive you to the hospital. But she actually needs triple bypass that she is having tomorrow morning. So she welcomes all prayers. She's going to have a bit of a recovery afterwards. So she is public about it. She wants people to know because she wants people not to ignore the symptoms. And it is American Heart Month. We know that heart disease is the silent killer. So just a reminder that we are doing good work. Like what we're doing is good work in helping people be their best. So we're going to talk about something we talked last week about belief, mindset, manifestation, and moving forward. Today, we're going to really be more about getting your hands dirty and what's working with your business, what may be missing that could be the game changer with it. So, one of the conversations I've had with several coaches is about your 1099 from last year, your income, and some indicated to me that it wasn't quite where they would want it to be, that they would like to grow their business. And I know most of us on this call would like to grow. So I think it is very timely that we be talking about this because sometimes we have excuses, we have reasons, we have stories why we won't do certain actions that might really be the pivotal thing that will move our business forward. So before we get started, did you have an opportunity? There's no right or wrong answer to this. Did you have the opportunity to watch the Thursday night call, the Optavia call that Melissa Tarleton and Kristen Glass led? Did you have a chance to watch that? Yes, no, no. Okay. If you haven't, I am going to highly recommend that you go back and watch it because, and I'll post the recording with this, the link with this recording. But the reason being is it wasn't hype. It wasn't talk. It was real people who made decisions in their business and then shared the actions and what happened as a result of it. And new coaches, intermediate coaches and very experienced coaches. So I'm going to share just two snippets. One is a conversation with a coach with a change she made in the month of January, a conversation with her and Melissa Tarleton. It's about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to zoom all the way to the end and give you a 1 minute of Kristen Glass to give you that energy. And then we're gonna come back together. So here we go. All right, I'm going to start this. If you can't hear or anything, just somebody give me a sign.
Have been coaching all that long. Kathy, how long have you been a coach?
I've been a coach, February will be a year. Just
All right. Okay. So right on 1 year. And what's your rank been most of the last year?
manager, associate director once, but mostly
Okay.
manager.
Mostly a manager. Okay. So I actually, Kathy, y'all, this is kind of like being naked in front of people to share your numbers. So she was I know I didn't tell you that part. She was very brave to do this, but I said, Kathy, send me I want to know what your volumes were. And we're going to talk about your rank and your income. And so she told me, y'all, last year, as her first year as a coach, where she was mostly a manager, She made $7,100, which is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's money you didn't have. That's awesome. That's people that got to get healthy. And then in December, she was a senior coach. Her FQV was $1,697. And I calculated your income. I think you made about $340 in December. But something happened in January. You tell us, what did you do differently to set your mind on something different from a business standpoint?
Well, really just looking at my numbers and then being consistent, posting consistent, reaching out to people consistent, just consistency in January, just pushing forward.
Okay, and y'all, that's the secret in this business. It is consistency plus time. It compounds and it leads to a difference in everything, especially your income. So, what was your rank in January?
Associate director.
And because she had not been associate director in August, you were eligible for one of those $500 bonuses, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I called her, I texted with her today, and I was like, all right, tell me all the things. I need to know what your volume was and if you had CSB. So she told me this. And y'all, what I'm going to do is teach you the secret to turning on the comp plan tonight. So Kathy started off in December. She ended at 1697. She's senior coach. Her volume, though, in January got all the way up to 3,628. She hit associate director. So she got a $500 rank advancement bonus. Her commission was $979. So her total income went from 340 in December to 1,479. And she did that by helping just 6 more people. So Kathy, I'm going to show them something because this may be something that people have never seen before. It's a trick that we teach our teams. I want everybody on here to open up your coaching app and write down what's your current FQV. And then I want you to write down what's your projected FQV. And you're going to add those two numbers up. And you're going to do that every single day. I tell people before your feet hit the floor, the last thing you do at night. Did you do that in January?
Yes.
Okay. So she got real consistent with knowing those numbers. So I want to show y'all something because we have realized that if you know this, you know how to control everything. Because if you know what your current plus your projected is, and then you know what your goal is. So her goal was 3,600 to get to associate director and get that rank advancement bonus. So she was going to take her goal, 3,600, minus her projected, and that was that. Well, that one I've got a scenario. Let me check. But her goal minus her projected, and that gives us her gap. That's how much ground we have to cover, how much FQB we need. And then y'all, this is the magic number. Once you know what your gap is, how much you need, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I need $2,000. And you freak out. But if you take that number and you divide it by 355, you know how many humans you need because 355 is one regular 5-in-1 order. So if you look at how much do you need, you divide it by 355 and you know how many humans you need every single day, you always know how close you are to the goal every single day. And I've had people tell me, and maybe this happened to you, Kathy. I've had people say, I never knew I lost my rank like 15 times throughout the month. But when I started checking it and I realized, oh my gosh, I woke up, I was 2 humans away. I went to bed, I was 3 humans away. What am I going to do about it? Then you start to control what your outcomes are. What did you do throughout the month to help make sure that you had enough people ordering by the end of the month, enough new and reactivated clients?
Well, one thing I did different during January was a little bit similar to the West Text, just a version of the West Text, to people on Messenger and people on my phone. I tweaked it a little bit to sound more like me, but my goal was to send 10 people a text or a messenger a day during January. So that's what I did.
Okay. So in case people don't know what the West text is, and y'all, this is how our team rolls. One time, this guy named Wes texted everybody in his phone that he was a health coach and became his executive director. So now we call it the West text. But what you basically did was you just went to your friends and family and contacts and said, I want to help people. Do you know anybody I can help? Was that what it was?
Yes. And made it a goal to do that to 10 people a day.
Y'all, look how simple that is. She set a goal that she was going to reach out to 10 people a day and tell them that she could help them or people that they cared about. And she needed to help about 5 more people from December to January to reach her goal. and you did it. So I'm going to take this down and I want to talk a little bit about money because this may be kind of a surprise to you because last year you made $7,000. I want to tell you what's going to happen this year though. So you made $1,479 in January. What are you going to do with that money?
Ah, I am going to help my daughter. She has just changed daycares with her little baby. Her daycare closed, and so I'll be able to help her with her daycare in January, and that's exciting to me.
Okay, so when I was a young mom, I remember that bill was debilitating. I mean, it's a huge amount of money, and you don't.
I'm going to speed that up. But what was interesting was she made $300 in the month of December. She put the actions in place. She tripled it, more than tripled in the month of January, her income, and then keeping that pace, getting to executive director and then maintaining it where she earned $7,000 last year on her 1099. She's be projected to make 39,000 this year with Optavia. So it really shows what happens when we put that in place. And then I will stop the share. Kristen Glass, I won't go to it. You can watch it, but she really, drops her Kristen Glass bombs on how we get ourselves. We create our own ceilings by what we're willing and not willing to do. So I thought we'd have a little fun tonight. We're going to do two different things we haven't done in a long time. The first is I'm going to pop up a poll because I want to get a pulse on the group and I want you to answer this honestly. There are three questions and answer them honestly. You will be anonymous. So just to kind of get a pulse on where the group is right now. So let's see. It should be, you guys see it? Yes. All right. Go ahead and answer. Okay. I think we have about four people who haven't answered yet. So go ahead and pop your answers in. Might be who's on their phone. All right. We'll end it at that. I'm going to share the results here. All right. Can you guys see this? Yes? All right. So, all right. I'm looking at this. So, one of us is helping out of 21 people, one of us is helping as many as we'd like, which means we have 95% of us would like to help more people. Do you have an active hundreds list? So a hundreds list could be your potential clients, candidates, connections. This is an active list of people that you are being intentional about every single month. So only two of us in the group have that. Seven have some sort of list, an active list, not 100 people, but some sort of active list. So pretty good. About 45% of us have something going on there. And then 55% of us, over half of us, are missing that link in our business. And then on social media, about a third of us are posting consistently and a third of us are posting consistently and being intentional with our reach outs to other people. And then about a third of us are not being consistent at all. So I think that's helpful. I want you to realize no matter where you stand, you're not alone. There's nothing right or wrong in this. It is just a matter of a reality check of your business and where you are. Prior to social media, a launching point was always create a list of 100 people. I know that the top leaders in the organization keep an active list going all the time of individuals that they reach out to directly and intentionally. So if you notice with the girl who shared, she was sending a text to 10 people a day. So very intentional, consistent reach out. So in our Padlet, I have shared this document. Let me share it with you. And it is called Clients on Demand. Very well put together document that I will let you access on your own and reach it. I'll put a link to the Padlet in the chat. But basically, it's a reminder for us not to wait on our business, right? Not to be posting and passive and waiting for individuals to come to us. Our presence on social media is super important, but we are a relationship business. So the way that you are going to build your business is through direct connection with individuals. And that can happen in a number of different ways. So the message here is this was if you do not have a hundreds list yet, if you don't have enough people, and it actually has a really good approach in here about how to take a look at your business, how much energy you put into posting, etc. And if you were really honest about how many people like or comment on your post, they're either not seeing it or they are rejecting it or not interested. Right. So very often we're not reaching to people directly because of a fear of rejection. It feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable, but we think we're avoiding rejection, but actually you're being rejected every day that you're posting and not getting the return that you want. So if you don't have your hundreds list, really your takeaway from this is to create that. And it really said stop any kind of posting until you do that. And your hundreds list is not just people who are engaging. This comes right from the document on the screen, but not just prospects, but humans. And these are humans in your life, your friends, your family, your coworkers, people you admire, people who might know somebody that you could help, social media connections, people from the gym, all sorts of people. So what we're going to propose is that you actually begin the process of being very intentional with the individuals on your list. So you got to create your own traffic, and that happens a couple of different ways, which are listed here. You can comment on other people's posts, reply to their stories, start conversations in private messenger, send simple messages, invite them to something, etc. So some people are going to ignore you. You're going to send some private messages. Some people will never reply. It's going to happen, but you will probably engage with more people. I'm not even going to say probably. You will, in time, probably engage with 10 times more people than you are getting from posting alone. And she referred to something called the Wes text. They referred to a coach named Wes who, when he became a coach, sent this text message to every single person in his phone, and he became an executive director in 30 days. And the message was, or this is a variation of it, but hey, Megan, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you know anyone who this could help, but I wanted to share in case you do. 4 years ago, I started on this health plan. I lost 70 pounds. I'm really passionate about it. And it goes on from there. You're going to have access to know exactly what this says. Now, just as the girl on the video said, she tweaked it to make it sound like her own, but she took the steps. And if you heard her, she was sent to 10 people a day. And this can be also your inactive clients. Like reaching to people directly can look a couple of different ways, but I hope you include your inactives with it. So game changer, when's the last time you sent a direct message to somebody? Has anybody done it recently? Just recently, Julie, you're nodding. Do you want to share a bit like what you did?
Yeah, the other night I realized there were a bunch of people that I know from the gym. And well, something triggered me to think back. It was the FSA or like the coverage through our insurance. I need to reach back, my back, sorry. I need to reach out to that person that asked me about it months ago. And in that process, I was going through my messenger thread and I realized there were probably about 10 other people that I had not messaged in a while. So I messaged the one person and then I sent like 5 or 6 other messages to the other people just to follow up, see how they were doing. And I had several bounce back, nobody that's become a client yet, but it was like, oh gosh, how I totally forgot about all those people.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And what kind of response did you get
Oh,
to it?
people like right away were messaging me back and just telling me what their updates were, people I know from the gym and just seeing how they were doing. One girl had had a baby, so just a lot of different updates and it was great.
That is great. That is great. The HSA, FSA, the health savings is an option now that individuals can utilize that for their program, which is huge. So this is your new clients. It might help re-engage some inactive clients. They're going to talk more about that on Dan Bell's call tonight at 8:30. That can be a great way to reach out. Your current clients, your inactives, corporate is also offering the $50 wellness credits. So you can remind them like, hey, wellness credits are available to you as well. Kelly.
I wanted to mention that whenever we send private messages on Messenger through Facebook, or if it's a direct message on any other social media that you're using, whatever it is, what the algorithm does is it makes your post pop up in their feed more often if they're looking. Okay. So not only are you engaging with a personal one-to-one conversation, it's also allowing them to see what you're actually posting if you're posting consistently. And they may even see something older because somebody else might react to it later on. And then they're seeing something that you posted several days back or a week ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever. And that happens often. And when I see those things, you get notified of that, then it's prudent to go ahead and if they made a comment, of course, you always want to comment to them. But not only that, even if they just reacted, you can message that person and say, hey, thanks for reacting, thanks for the love on the post, or thanks for reacting to the post, or whatever. And then that gives it a little bit more push. So the next time you post, they're going to be more likely to see it because the algorithms say, oh, they know each other. I'm going to put this over there. So that helps in all categories that way.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a great reminder that private message is if you're going to send the direct, or I should say, when you send the direct messages to people using the tool within your primary social media tool will probably be the best thing because that's going to shake up the algorithm. Again, because we're not just necessarily waiting for people to jump out at us. You're always going to struggle in your business long term if that's the case. One of the questions asked is, what would you do if social media went away? Would you still have a business? Right. But I know that this stirs up emotion for some people, right? The thought of sending a direct message, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about 7 minutes and we are going to go into breakout rooms of 3 or 4. And you guys, whoever wants to start it can start it. But the questions are you actively reaching out to people in direct message? And if not, like, what are the feelings that come up for you about it? And I want you guys to talk about that for a minute. Keeping in mind, if that story wasn't true, that you're, whatever it is you're thinking, and that could be the game changer, what will you commit to? Will you step into that if that could be the game changer for the 95% of us that want to help more people? So it'll be about 5, 6 minutes. I'm going to split you guys up. You're going to get something that pops on your screen that says, go into the breakout room. And then again, I'll pop the questions in the chat for you. All right, hang on. right, everybody's coming back in. I know it was kind of fast, but hopefully you got a good chance to connect. And I wanted to give us like 2 minutes. Tell me, anybody want to kind of speak for their group, kind of what was shared, and what are the feelings that come up when you think about being more bold? Shauna.
Well, I think for the majority of us, we were really not reaching out like we could, but a lot of that has to do. I think we were all pretty seasoned coaches too, and at some point, you have enough people say, I don't need to hear any more messages." So I love Julie's idea of the social media reaching out, because I really think that that's a softer approach. You can see if they've opened up your message, where if you text somebody or email them, you don't always know. And I really like that idea. And, one of the things that we talked about was the client bonus referral. So that's a really good way to open up that conversation as well, because a lot of clients may not understand that well. So we bounced around some ideas that we felt comfortable with.
That's good. That's good. Anybody else like to share? And I I will agree to some degree, being a coach of almost 15 years, I can tell myself the story that everybody knows, etc. But that is also false. It is, I am protecting myself from like, I don't want to reach out again, right? So many of it is stories, because I'm actually wrestling this with myself, but I'm like, who am I kidding? And one of the best analogies I've heard in the past is if you think about the eighth grade dance, right? And so somebody's standing up against the wall and they really do want to dance. They really do want to, but they need somebody to flag them in, like, Shauna, come on. And so sometimes that reach out could be the time that somebody was like, you know what? This is perfect timing. I'm glad that you reached out. So we are all, smart people, and we are a relation business, that we could think of some way to reach out. And I'm really thinking about doing it in a way like, hey, I'm excited about the future of our company and metabolic health. And I really just want to make clear that everybody understands what I do in the event it could help you or somebody in your world. So I'm really using the evolution of Optavia and 3.0 as the conversation starter with some of the metabolic symptoms that we address. So, all right, very good. Well, thanks for your edification of that, Debbie, about the stories that we tell ourselves, because it's true. It's true. All right, there are 2 links I put in the comments if you want to go ahead and grab. Beth, yeah, would love to hear from you.
Sorry, just real quick. If you come up with something that sounds good, would you share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
With the metabolic health part, I like that.
I
So
like that. Okay. Yep.
thank
That'll
you.
be my project. Yes.
Okay,
I will work
thanks.
on it. All right.
I'm
Well,
not
very
I'm not
good.
seeing the links. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing the links in the chat.
Um,
When we started over, the chat went away, I think, Dee.
Yeah.
oh,
Maybe
okay.
not. I don't
Bear
know.
with me 1 second. I will do it again.
Yeah, they're not in there for me either.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for, let's see, this is the clients on demand. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's there. And it's also in our Padlet. And I will put this with the recording tonight as well. So we have client call happening now, Dan Bell's call at 8:30, especially if you want to learn more about the HSA FSA, to be able to share that as well. So, all right, have a great evening, you guys, and look forward to seeing what happens with our increased connections. All right, see you guys.